Hello, my fellow knife enthusiast. We want to welcome you to the inaugural episode of, well, honestly, we haven't come up with a name yet. But if you like what you see, subscribe to our channel.
I know I have proposed several things, such as Jul Show and Knives with Jul, but sadly, those have been shot down.
Okay, maybe we should let the viewers decide on the name of our show.
That's a good idea. Yes, and if you guys have any good suggestions, though obviously nothing can beat Jul Show, please leave them in the comments below.
And we will choose the best submissions, and if we use yours, we will send you
some swag.
So make sure you put your best submission in the comment section below. First, I want to tell you a little bit about ourselves. I'm Cee, and this is
Jul.
Just Jul. I've been working at Atlantic Knife since its inception, so about 7 years. Jul's been here almost as long, about 6. Anything that you want to add?
Well, while working here, I was working towards obtaining my degree. I finally got my bachelor's in 2017 from OSU.
OSU?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Ohio State University.
No.
Oklahoma State Cowboys.
No.
What's left?
OSU, Oregon State.
Oh, go Beavs. Now that you know a little bit about us, Jul, are you ready to talk about knives?
You don't have to ask me twice.
And I won't. So today we're talking about Artisan Cutlery. They are a Chinese company that makes high quality knives at a reasonable price.
I know I'm impressed by their design and their quality.
Artisan has been on the scene for a little more than a year, and every knife they make has at least D2 steel or better.
Yes, they use superior materials for all their knives.
The first knife that we have for you today is the Cobra.
Sweep the leg.
Wow. Somewhere our boss is watching this and he's thinking, I hope I made that workers' compensation insurance payment. What do you think about the Artisan Cobra?
Well, obviously I love the finger ring, but also the curvature of the handle. Now, I prefer the Cobra variation with a carbon fiber handle and the pink liners. However, for the non-pink lovers, this one also comes with silver, blue, and green liners. What about you, Cee?
Well, there's some things that I like about this knife, and others that I don't. The blade length at 3 inches, that's an adequate size. It has a flat grind, D2 steel. It's 9 inches overall. G10 handle. Ceramic ball bearing for the pivot assembly. I mean, I like the materials. I believe the styling is just okay, I guess. The second knife on the table today is the Artisan Virginia.
At least that's what we call it.
On the card that comes with the Artisan, and on Artisan's website, it is referred to as the Virginia.
Or the Virginia.
Virginia. Let's call the whole thing off. To me, this knife represents a tremendous value. The knife runs about $52 on AtlanticKnife.com. It is similar to the Stedman Hahn, if you're familiar with that, but it's larger and uses high quality materials for about the same price. It's also similar to the cold steel holdout, which is one of my favorites, but the G10 on this is it's more smooth, and of course it's more coarse with the holdout, and it's significantly less money, and it's a flipper.
I know what you mean. I mean, the holdout has a very rough handle, and this is very, smooth. But, and it also, if you don't like the OD green color of the handle, the knife scales, you can get this knife with orange, black, red and black, and white and black scales. Of course, this knife also comes in different blade materials, such as S35 yen and M390. There's also a version of this one that has a carbon fiber handle. However, these tend to run a bit more in price. Overall, though, I'd have to call this one a very snazzy knife.
It's so sassy.
Snazzy.
Yes, very snazzy.
Snazzy is a technical industry term we use here at Atlantic Knife.
Dead on, balls accurate.
It's an industry term.
Blade me.
Scissor me.
This is the Artisan Zumwalt.
Zumwalt.
Yeah.
It is a standard EDC knife with a D2 steel, so has good blade retention. It should stay sharp. Once again, it has a ceramic ball bearing pivot system, which assists in smooth play as you're opening it. It's just short of 9 inches, so it's not too buku.
To me, this is pretty much a run-of-the-mill 9-inch flipper, but at a lower price point.
You know, Zumwalt is an interesting name. I mean, it doesn't sound Chinese.
You're right. I mean, I wonder what they do call this knife in China.
I don't know. But I bet in France they call it a Royale with cheese.
They call it a Royale with cheese.
Next blade we have for you today is one of our most popular knives in the Artisan lineup.
Along with the Orthodox razor and the Osprey.
Don't forget the Osprey. Yeah, you can't forget those. It's probably a toss-up between them.
Maybe I should flip a coin!
And this knife is the Artisan Tomahawk.
Malcolm, is that the knife the Indians used to half scalp you with?
I don't even get that.
What?
This knife is just about 9 inches. However, it's different from the Zumwalt in a few ways. First, noticeably, the blade style.
Yes, the blade style is very different from other knives.
I like to call it the cleaver cut. Chop your head off.
I think it's time for a Ward and Beaver reference.
Gee, Dad, you've been lecturing the beaver for 13 years now, and he's still pretty stupid.
Really? I thought it was time for a Ghostbusters Bite Your Head Off reference.
Somebody saw a cockroach up on 12.
That's gotta be some cockroach.
Bite your head off, man.
Another variation between this knife and the Zumwalt is the choil. Zumwalt doesn't have this additional accent, and I think it's this difference, along with the cleaver cut, that set this knife apart from others in the Artisan collection.
Yes, the small differences such as the blade materials, blade style, additional features, it really gives this knife the extra oomph. However, this one couldn't be more different from our next knife.
Tradition.
Unlike any other. This knife has the traditional features of an EDC, but it's anything but ordinary. It also has a ceramic ball bearing pivot, and it's CNC machined with D2 steel and a black G10 handle.
You know, there is one thing about this knife that just doesn't appeal to me personally.
And what is it?
The weight.
Well, that is one thing about this knife. It's one of the more heavy of the Artisans. It weighs in at about 6 ounces, I believe. But what it does lack in lightweight portability, it kind of makes up in sturdiness.
Yes, I'd have to say agree that though it's a bit heavier than other 9-inch folders, it seems more resilient. More resilient to damage, I would say. I mean, I feel you could really use this knife.
On the other hand, the next knife that we have, the Artisan Waistline, is more of a, I guess, CEO or gentleman's knife. So you elegantly put it, a use knife.
Well, it is very elegant, very sleek. I have to say I'm really digging this knife's overall look, especially the slim D2 steel handle. I mean, blade.
Yeah, I like this knife a lot also, except I do think that the handle is a little bit too long.
Yes, the handle does seem to go longer than usual knives.
You could say it goes all night long.
All night long, y'all.
The long handle does make it a bit impractical for any outdoor use, but let's be honest, it's no Tom Brown tracker.
Nor does it pretend to be.
This liner lock has a black G10 handle, a ceramic ball bearing pivot system. Comes in at about, 58-60 HRC on the hardness scale. It has a stonewash finish, flat grind, drop point style blade. Overall, this knife is a great gentleman's carry.
I would agree. Our last and final knife is the Artisan Eagle. It has a curved G10 handle. Once again, it has a D2 steel blade. And like pretty much all the Artisans, it comes in several different varieties.
Yes, this one in particular can come with the D2 steel blade like we have here, M390 and
S35VN.
yes, S35VN blade, thank you. All depending on if you want more high quality material or not. They range from about $52 to $236, depending on the type of blade you want and the type of handle. As always, this one comes in carbon fiber, which, as you know, is my personal favorite. But you can also get one with G10 like this, or one with a titanium handle.
The Eagle has a hawkbill style blade with a Tonto cut. It also has a ceramic ball bearing pivot system. It's about 8.5 inches overall. Stainless steel pocket clip, like pretty much all the Artisans do. It's good for carrying on the go.
You know what I really want to do with this knife?
I'm afraid to ask, but what?
I want to make it soar.
Make it so, number one.
Make it so, number one.
Well, that about wraps it up for our first episode.
Please like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. Don't forget to leave comments and suggestions about our name and anything else you might want us to know.
We will try our best to respond to all comments that you leave. So on that note, I'm Cee.
Jul.
Just Jul. And we are signing off.